pioneers here?
Welcome to Game 2 of the series. Barton insta-locked close air support. Interesting. Luvnest versus Barton. This is Luvnest's second series of the day. Took out Captain Price in a 2-1 series, but he is up 1-0 over Barton here. Let's see what he chooses to do. He's playing as Soviets. He's got guard motor, shock rifle, and armored assault. Pretty standard call-in commander loadout. Barton choosing close air support and spamming Grens. Luvnest spamming conscripts. So, pretty standard opening. We're going to see Luvnest go hard north with all of his conscripts, try and take control of this fuel while his combat engineers do what they can here on the south. Once they grab this, they'll probably hop into that building. And conscripts actually disengage away from the grenadiers right there. When they spot them, go take control of the central village instead. This squad grabs the cutoff and rotates north towards the victory point where they should win an engagement against those Pios.
Enemy troops attacking!
And they're stuck in deep snow. That's really awkward. That might have to retreat. That's a terrible place for those Pios to be right now, taking so much damage from conscripts. They haven't even hurt those conscripts in return. Vaults the fence to try and get them to safety. That's not good though. They dropped really low. He's not really going to be able to use them in the opening engagement here. Grenadiers may struggle to find a good opening against the conscripts in their green cover too. Piles are going to get wiped. What is this late retreat? Wow, that is a nope. I was about to say that is a lucky squad of Pios, but there they go. Sniped by these cons, which will retreat in turn after taking only one model loss. One model loss. It is currently a full squad of Pios wiped to only one dead conscript right now. That is a terrible opening for Barton. Luvnest takes a very early lead. And that is going to be very tough. Combat engineers move here towards the south to grab the munitions. Conscripts continue taking control of the center village.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Conscripts just sitting in green cover here in the central village. Combat engineers there by the cutoff. More conscripts in yellow cover up here. Grenadiers just hovering around the cutoff and fuel. And Luvnest with a really deep cutoff maneuver here by Barton's base is going to be even more problematic. Luvnest taking an incredibly strong early lead. Barton will now have only 4 fuel coming in because of that cutoff maneuver. Combat engineers with flamethrower about to engage grenadiers in deep snow right there. That could be very bad. Although they are falling low quite quickly and will be forced to retreat. No lucky crits, fortunately, for Barton. But he is very isolated right now. Grenadiers trying to engage these conscripts from maximum range. They're actually going to backpedal a little bit out of the range of those grenadiers so that they don't take any damage at all. But a second squad is arriving to flank. Conscripts will probably be forced to retreat as a result of this flanking maneuver. Won't be able to hold it here for very long. Flamethrowers reinforcing and building a tier 2 structure here in the base.
We are ready for action. Taking rounds!
We have secured this sector.
We could use some action to keep warm.
Grenadiers taking control of the strategic point over there. Conscripts throw up some green cover here on the victory point. Game's been pretty quiet, honestly, but I would say Barton is definitely behind. Losing his Pios hurt him a lot, and he just doesn't have any map control, and he's also been cut off for a pretty extended amount of time. From a pretty small amount of territory anyway. Luvnest controls both munitions points, the central village, the south fuel, and all 3 VPs. Triple cap going against Barton pretty quickly. He's already 100 victory points behind. 6.5 minutes into the game.
The squad of pioneers has arrived.
Grenadiers falling low in this engagement. Conscripts stalling as long as they can in the cutoff house. Flamethrower retreats too. Apparently Luvnest just doesn't want to take any manpower bleed. He doesn't have to. Plus 2 more Grenadier squads moving in from the north flank convince him to retreat. Full squad here in the church.
Reconnaissance flight set to
And a half-track is in production as well from the tier 3 structure there by Luvnest. Conscripts have to retreat after running straight into an MG, and it looks like Barton may be able to expand a little bit here. A lot of retreats from Luvnest. Not very much left in the middle. 2 squads of conscripts will actually be able to win against these pretty wounded grenadiers, which don't seem to have very good cover. And one of the things I hate about this map is that all of the green cover is covered in deep snow on the right side, so it's really hard to get into cover and very dangerous to get out of it. I wish deep snow were not a thing. I wish there was just no deep snow anywhere. I wonder if there's anybody that actually likes deep snow.
Our opponents are seizing a sector. Territory secured.
Half-track going north chases away a Grenadier squad up there. Pio's engaging against conscripts right here. Gonna jump into this house.
The sector has been cut off. Enemy forces are securing our territory. The pack gun is ready for orders.
Grenadiers engaging against conscripts here on the strategic point. Conscripts and flamethrower reinforcing here by the half-track, and it's pretty fun to see Luvnest go half-track again, by the way. He certainly was extremely successful with this build against Von Ivan. No question about that. Let's see if he can pull. That was against Von Ivan's OKW. I'm curious to see if he can do something similar here against Barton's Oster, his close air support, and he finally, by the way, has 3 CPs for access to redistribute resources. So hopefully he can utilize that to get more flamethrowers and LMG grenadiers on the field. There is an AT gun out to try and push that half-track away. Conscripts might have spotted it though. LMG grens in sufficient quantity. Push back that squad of conscripts, continue making their way through towards the center village. Luvnest is about to have a triple cap going against Barton again though, which is definitely not good. And there's that mortar. There it is, like clockwork. Actually, it's not even that late. Luvnest got this one pretty early. Usually he kind of takes his time on that mortar, but there it is.
We are losing a sector.
Rifle grenade on these conscripts right here.
We are down to 300 points. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
That AA half-track has the potential to shred so many of these grenadiers. It's not doing too much damage, but if he waits too long on some of these retreats, it could be very problematic. There is an AT gun in the general area to protect the retreat path, though. These Grenadiers stick around too long and they have to get out of there. Here's the half-track for Barton, by the way, which will also give him a forward reinforced point, but the Soviet half-track, it actually does pretty good damage to the Oster half-track with its AA upgrade. Look at that, it's getting torn apart. Too many bursts from that thing would be problematic. Whoa, that crit! Damaged engine from the AT gun shot, I can't believe that just happened! And it dies! Wow! Lucky break for Barton right there, I can't even believe that. Well, there goes Luvnest's half-track. He might go T-34. He's actually picked Armored Assault Tactics. Interesting choice. It's kind of a non-meta commander, but it still has the Collins. Vindicare actually used it against Luvnest yesterday and lost terribly against Luvnest Tiger Ace, so maybe Luvnest will have better luck against Barton's close air support with this commander. He is going to queue up a T-34 now and try to keep up the pressure and keep a triple cap going. Barton fighting hard for just one victory point right now while he tries to solidify his forces and his front line here outside of his base. Luvnest is throwing some defenses down here on the north strategic point right outside of Barton's base, so any harassment attempt, especially by wounded vanilla Grenadiers, is certainly not going to succeed. Conscripts will shove that back into the base easily if Barton notices. Kind of a late retreat there. There they go. And they should be able to get away without taking too much manpower bleed. Conscripts here, or Grenadiers here, reinforcing by the half-track, hiding behind this hedge just to be safe. Ooh. Luvnest Mortar doing pretty good work. Gets a nice hit off on that Grenadier squad. That's his first 2 kills. Hasn't done anything other than that yet. Pretty good shot. Forces that Grenadier to reposition for reinforcement. AT grenade from the conscripts right there on the half track. Doesn't do anything too serious, except for that it has a damaged engine and a T-34 is going in on it hard. And there's the shot. Half track dead. Nice play, Luvnest. Very nice. Very nice engine damage plus follow-up. And it just goes to show that sometimes there is a pretty serious advantage to utilizing core units. Try and keep up that early pressure. Try and maintain a huge fuel advantage, by the way. Massive. 42 fuel coming in. He's probably going to have the fuel for Collins, even after going half-track and T-34, which is a lot of fuel. T-34 is going to hide behind this building for now, protected by conscripts inside. Mortar will definitely actually be a serious problem for Barton because he no longer can reinforce in the field, so every time that happens, there's nothing he can do about it. Definitely hurts. LMG Grenadiers move up to force that mortar to retreat. Give Barton a little bit of a break here.
Are seizing a sector. We get better every day.
Conscripts just sitting in a house, shutting down everything Barton's trying to do here on the cutoff. He's gonna have to reposition, reinforce, take a new approach. The loss of his half-track clearly is really hurting. He doesn't have that many LMGs either. I think he's been using redistribute resources because he doesn't have very much fuel right now. But then again, he just hasn't had any map control, so that might be part of that. I see plenty of mines from Luvnest. I don't see very many munitions expenditures from Barton. So, he's a little weak. I do see this. Medic bunker. Don't see any teller mines anywhere. Only 2 LMGs and a minesweeper. There's redistribute resources to give him some more, and I think he's going to spend that on Panzerschrecks. Panzer Grenadiers are in production now, and Luvnest has actually gone double mortar to put like a huge amount of pressure on Barton. Double mortar can be it's basically kind of almost the same as one heavy mortar, only like less random, more consistent damage output, especially with their very low scatter. So far they're struggling to hit any of these moving infantry squads though. AT gun moves up to take a shot at the T-34 right there. Pretty serious harassment attempt for the north, or serious push I should say. Those conscripts will definitely be forced from their green cover by this push. There they go. Grenadiers move to get the strategic point under control. LMG Grenadiers making their way back towards the center. This attack on the south continues to seem like it's going poorly for Barton. Those minesweeper piles will get wiped if they wait any longer to retreat. There they go. Wipes the pios. Engine destroyed with the Panzerfaust. Wow. He needs to clear that AT gun to save this C-34. He can definitely save it, but Panzer Grenadiers are moving up on his flank, and it looks like he's going to be forced to make a full retreat, which means that T-34 is probably dead. This is just not Luvnest's game for engine damage, apparently. I'm pretty sure the chance of the engine damage on his half-track earlier was 4%, and the chance of this happening was 5%. And they both happened in the exact same game, so both of Luvnest's tier 3 units will just die. Just because every battle tells a story. Of course.
We have lost a pack gun.
Conscripts and combat engineers retreating away from that engagement. Grenadiers taking control of the center VP.
Grenadiers ready.
Machine gun taking the strategic point. There's a demo charge there, but apparently Barton does not have, or Luvnest does not have vision of it.
AT support standing by for orders.
Mortars will continue to apply a pretty decent amount of pressure to Luvnest here, or to Barton.
Watch for counterattacks. Yes.
They do need to reposition a little bit to stay safe. And there's Luvnest's IS-2. Even after losing 2 tier 3 units, he's still going to get a call-in out easily just because of his huge map advantage that Barton just can't seem to turn around. 2 Panzer Grenadier squads on the field, 3 Grenadiers. I think Barton has lost quite a few squads. He's lost at least 2 Pio squads, and 2 Grenadiers. And a Pack 40. I don't know where that Pack 40 is right now. Oh, it's just sitting here in the road. So it looks like Barton will be able to recover that, but not very good unit preservation from Barton this game. Luvnest, on the other hand, has lost nothing except for his vehicles to bad RNG, so pretty solid play by Luvnest this game. Conscripts engaging from behind green cover positions, doing lots of damage to that MG-42. IS-2 gets a shot off on the MG-42 right there. Anti-infantry strafe coming in on these conscripts will pin them down. Whoa, that was a huge hit from the IS-2 right there. Machine gun gets wiped. Oh, that demo charge! That demo charge clears a pack, wipes another squad. Panzer Grens might get wiped next. That half-track looks like it's totally screwed, and I'm pretty sure we're looking at the game. There it is. GG. Well played by Luvnest. Takes Barton 2-0.